Yeah, B, I would start with my mirrors, make sure they're not cracked, bent, or broken, properly mounted and secure. I would also inspect the outside of my cab, make sure there's no intrusions, there's no cracks in it. And I'll start with my door, make sure my latch is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. I will make sure my door properly latches. And I'll come to my steps. My steps, there's no debris, they're properly mounted and secure. All nuts and bolts are present. I will check the inside of my battery box. I have my batteries are properly mounted and secure. They're not leaking, they're not cracked, they're not broken. Check my wires going to and from my battery terminals. There's no corrosions, there's no wires showing, there's no abrasion bumps or cuts. I'll go on the inside of my door again. Check my weather stripping, make sure there's no weather wear, make sure it's not missing. Going inside my door hinges. My door hinges are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Checking my grab bars. Make sure my grab bars are properly mounted and secure. They're not bent or broken. Not cracked, bent, or broken. Inside of my door. And then I'll go to my marker light. My marker light's proper color amber. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Weather seal around it, it's present. It's no weather damage. It's not missing. Going to my storage bin. My storage bin is properly mounted and secure. It's in a closed position, the lock position. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, no intrusions. Start with my diesel tank. My diesel tank is properly mounted and secure with 2 saddle straps. Both saddle straps are present. All nuts and bolts are present. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. Go to my diesel cap. My diesel cap's in the lock position. It should have. I would remove and check the safety chains present, and also my seal on the inside is present in my my diesel tank. And it's not cracked, bent, or broken. And I'll work my way to my grab handles again. Grab handles are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Going to the top of my cab. Working from the bottom of the top of my cab, I will inspect for no intrusions. All rivets are present. The top of my cab, my DOT tape is present. Going to my exhaust system is properly mounted and secure. All nuts and bolts are present. I would also look for set trails indicating loose exhaust clamps or leaking exhaust. Going to my steps. My steps are properly mounted and secure. All nuts and bolts are present. Going through my catwalk's properly mounted and secure. All nuts and bolts are present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Going to the frame of my truck. Frame of my truck is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. No illegal welds. Going to my drive shaft. My drive shaft's properly mounted and secure. 2 U joints. Both U joints are present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Going to my splash guard. My splash guard is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All nuts and bolts are present. Going to my leaf spring hanger. My leaf spring hanger is properly mounted and secure to the frame of my truck. All nuts and bolts are present. My leaf springs are properly mounted and secure to the axle of my truck with 2 U bolts. U bolts are present, not cracked, bent, or broken. Going to the inside, I will check my torsion bar. My torsion bar is properly mounted and secure. My torsion bar is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All nuts and bolts are present. Working to the outside, I'll come to my brake hoses. My brake hoses are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. Brake hoses are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. No abrasion bumps or cuts, and they're not also leaking. Going to my brake chambers. My brake chambers are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're not also leaking. Slack adjustment push rod, both not cracked, bent, or broken, properly mounted and secure. That push rod should not have more than 1 inch of play when the brakes are released. Working to the inside of my rim. The inside of my rim, I will start with my brake drums. My brake drums are properly mounted and secure to the inside of my rim, not cracked, bent, or broken. My brake pads are properly mounted and secure inside my brake drums. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. There should be there's no oil or grease present. My brake pads should have a minimum of 1/4 inch of pad. Checking my inner rim. My inner rim should not have no illegal welds, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check both inner wall and outer wall of both of my tires. Make sure there's no abrasion bumps or cuts, and they're properly beaded around both of my tires. Checking my inner wall, my inner bud rims. My inner bud rims should be no daylight or no debris present. Checking the tread wear on both tires. These tires should be a minimum of 232 seconds of tread depth and even wear across. Going to the outer of my rim. The outer of my rim, the inner of my rim is properly mounted and secure. That's not cracked, bent, or broken, or free of illegal welds. Checking all lug nuts are present. They're properly tightened, they're properly mounted and secure. I would also look for shiny threads or rust truss indicating loose lug nuts. Checking my axle seal. My axle seal is properly mounted and secure. All nuts and bolts are present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It's not also leaking. Checking both valve stems, outer and inner valve stems, properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. The caps are present and they're not leaking. These tires should hold again 100 psi manufacturer spec. I'll continue working down, starting. Between the tires. So I'll start my shock absorber. Shock absorber is present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All nuts and bolts are present, and it's not leaking. My airbags are present. There's no abrasion bumps or cuts. It's not also leaking. Going to my leaf spring. My leaf spring hangers, properly mounted and secure to the frame of my truck. Not cracked, bent, or broken. My mud flap is properly mounted and secure. These mud flaps will be a minimum of 2 inches and maximum of 8 inches. DOT tape is present. Both lights, my stop lights and reverse lights are present, proper color red and clear. Stop light proper color red, reverse light proper color clear. They're properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. Coupling. Start with my emergency and service line. Airlines. Start with my glad handles. I'll inspect them for make sure they're not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're not leaking. I can remove them at 90 degrees and check both inside grommets. Make sure they're present. There's no weather wear. There's no debris inside of them blocking them. Hoses going to and from my airlines. No abrasion bumps or cuts, and they're not leaking. My 7-point electrical harness is in the properly mounted and secure with the safety latch. I'll remove the safety latch and check the 7-point progs in the inside for any debris. For any debris or broken connections, I would also inspect the electrical line going to and from. Make sure there's no abrasion bumps or cuts and no wire showing. Going to my trailer apron. This is my trailer apron. I would inspect for any waves. It's properly mounted and secure. There's no abrasion. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Going to my kingpin. My kingpin is present. It's properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. My locking jaws are locked around the shank of my kingpin. My release handle is in the lock position. My release handle is not cracked, bent, or broken. My fifth wheel is held with. My fifth wheel is held with 2 swivel pins. Pivot pins. They're not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're present. And it's held with Carter keys. There should be no daylight between my fifth wheel and my trailer apron, and my fifth wheel is properly greased. My fifth wheel is awfully mounted to the platform of my sliding fifth wheel. It's all nuts and bolts are present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. This is a sliding fifth wheel. It's held with 2 locker pins. Locker pins are present and they're in the lock position. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. My sliding fifth wheel is mounted to the frame of my truck. All nuts and bolts are present. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. That's it, and then we can do seat.